There was a massive tanker explosion along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway this morning, and a lot of persons have been talking about the fact that there's a little bit of traffic congestion. If you can watch the pictures on the screen now, there is the fire service attempting to put out the fire there, and some persons taking pictures. That's the tanker also burning there as a result of the explosion. We have the person, Public Education Officer, FRSC, Mr. BC Kazim, to bring us update on this recent developments. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Now, quickly bring us up to speed with what is happening there as we speak. Have the fire been put out?
As of now, we have 4 fire stations starting to end the impact. We have one from Lagos, one from Africa, and 2 federal fire service stations. So what they're doing as of now is that they've been able to execute some part of the raging fire. That has made us to realize that as of now, about 13 vehicles are involved. We have 2 tankers, 5 trucks, and 2 cars already bought. We are yet to ascertain casualties, but we learned that one of the drivers was rescued alive and taken to an hospital. And we mandated the Sector Commander to visit the injured person. And after that,
Hello, sir. From the looks of it, multiple articulated vehicles were involved in this. Can you hear me? Okay, yes. From the look of it, multiple articulated vehicles were involved. Where exactly was the location of this accident? And have we been able to ascertain the number of casualties? Were there any? There were no casualties.
Around the Mona Trailer Park, that is between Lagos and Ibadan Expressway. Okay. And like I told you earlier, we have not been able to ascertain that. It's only when a fire is finally extinguished that we can talk about casualties. For now, like I told you, no casualties is reported, except that we learned that one person was rescued alive and taken to an hospital. And we have sent people there to make sure that they see the injured person.
All right. What is the traffic advisory for persons who ply that route at this time?
Yes, we are already diverting traffic to make sure that all inbound and traffic moves to the Lagos, at the inbound Lagos. Because the crash occurs on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. So not Ibadan Lagos. So, but we equally want to say that if you do not have any system on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway this morning, please do not endeavor to fly the route. And if you have alternative routes, I can link you to probably Ikorodu, to Jebode, or Abeokuta, to link Ibadan, other areas. Please endeavor to take such routes. It's still chaotic at that time.
All right. What is the estimated time frame to clear that road so that people can move freely?
It's not something that is sacrosanct. It's not something that you can predict. You know, by now we have backlog already. You know, moving towards Lagos and others moving towards Ibadan. So we'll keep on updating you. But the most important thing is for us to execute the fire and make sure that. But as of now, another thing I need to tell you is that our tow truck is waiting already on standby. So as soon as they are about pulling out, those vehicles are already extinguished. So the more we are able to do it, the earlier we'll be able to free the traffic. But very soon we'll update you again.
Right. It looks as if it was caused by a petrol tanker, but do you know what exactly caused the accident?
It was an explosion. I think one vehicle was in the front, another one will issue with it from preliminary investigation, because we don't like even the report of a traffic crash, except when fully investigated. But from preliminary investigation, we learned that one truck was in the front, maybe it stopped abruptly, and another tanker at the back hit it from the back, and then there was that explosion. And there were multiple tankers were about fixed already. So if a tanker should hit another tanker is hitting that one, you can imagine what will happen. And because we have been advocating that most of these vehicles should have valve, sealant, and up to now, some of them are not having. It's not as if tankers should not fall. It's not as if tankers should not hit each other. But when you have sealant, the point will not fail and there will not be explosion. And the commander has directed that we should enforce this sealant with collaboration of the local PTD, Petroleum Tanker Drivers, National Association of Road Transport Owners, NFTC, and so on. We must make sure that all tankers in Nigeria have sealant that is known as valve, so that the moment there's any crash, you won't see any spillage and there won't be explosion.
All right, we must thank you, Mr. BC Kazim, Core Public Education Officer for the FRSC, for the update. We'll definitely stay with you for more as we get along. Thank you for your time.
I really can't wait for us to move on from this thing. Like we have this happens so many times. The same conversation, there's a sealant, there's a valve that should be put on all these trailers. And then so far, after several loss of lives, we still haven't been able to implement it around the country and penalize the right person for not having the sealant. Look, preventing these things from happening.
Look, until they, I will keep on saying it, until they start to arrest the owners, not the drivers or the good for the owners.
Are saying. And the question is it so difficult to find who the owners are?
No, there's no law. We've had this discussion before on the show, and somebody told us that there is no law penalizing if a trailer falls off. The law does not penalize the owner, it penalizes the driver. So the drivers would run and abscond. The trailer owner will come and carry their trailer. So they're not meant to pay.
But they're not responsible. It cannot continue like
this. But isn't this what our representatives should be passing to the National Assembly? So you know there are no laws penalizing this, and it's been happening over and over. You put it as a bill. Let us talk about. Let us debate it. Let's pass it into law so that we can have proper follow through. I don't understand.
I was coming to work today. This FRSC, they stopped me. Obviously, I can't have that car and not have papers. Obviously, it has number plates. I should not be stupid enough not to have driver's license. I couldn't know them. They stopped me. But they will see a trailer that doesn't have anything. They will not stop them. They will now be facing...
Some will be leaking on the road.
Yes. They will stop those ones. It is people who have normal looking cars. Just in case they don't have one paper, so you can arrest them and collect their money.
And it's a vicious circle. Thankfully, we have not confirmed, but it looks like they might not have casualties from this particular incident. But the roads,
that were just
constructed roads on their way to going bad because of this kind of. So the impact is a whole lot, and it is very preventable.
Those who lost their cars.
Yes,
now, just to give us an update on what the public education officer said, he said that they are still trying to put out the fire and that people should use alternative routes, especially if you are going towards that axis. He said 13 vehicles were involved. Casualties have not been ascertained because they are still trying to put out the fire. And he said one of the drivers that was rescued alive is in the hospital as we speak. It was a multiple tanker explosion, people. So you would want to avoid that route this morning. And this is coming on the heels of another explosion that happened
by Sheraton.
Down many offices.
The offices, the businesses, that's the market. I know that I go there. So they have destroyed people's means of livelihood.
I know someone who has 2 offices, massive office space within that plaza. The entire thing burns down. So even if, and the fact thing, they do not do, even when they did insurance, they did not think that this kind of thing would happen.
Can't the government compensate?
Those kind of things. Government, I'm still waiting for government compensation from it.
Now, for issue, when you look at counting the cost of the things involved, the level of damage, we should have laws by now.
Considering it is preventable.
But
that's
even,
the thing.
You know, we can't really prevent all accidents. Accidents will happen once there are human interactions. But if we had put some things in place so that when these accidents happen, we have something to fall back on. You can't start
this one, you can prevent this one. You know why? Because they are not making the owners pay.
Responsible.
They're not making them responsible.
They're not holding them to account,
You just put your bad truck on the road, leave it, Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians, to
untrained drivers as well.
Anyway.
Untrained drivers.
It's a really sad development, but we need to take a quick break now. We'll return. It will be time for our hot topic. Stay with us.